What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Lewis, coming at you with another movie review, or should I say, TV review of Record to Ragnarok. Or is it Record of Ragnarok? I think it's Record of Ragnarok. Now, this is an anime series that is on Netflix. It has 3 seasons so far. I am almost done with the third season, but I had to talk about this anime. So, a coworker of mine had basically put me on this anime, and from the first episode, I was hooked. And oh my gosh, it is just great. Now, the premise to this anime is quite simple. You have the gods of Olympus, the Greek gods of every different nationality there is, that has grown fed up with humanity. And they want to eradicate the human race. And quite honestly, I can't really blame them. But with all that being said, you have this one lone Valkyrie that is willing to stand in the way to give humanity a chance. So they end up making a deal and having an all-out battle royale. Well, I wouldn't call it a battle royale. It's more of a tournament, a fight to the death to see who would win. If humanity wins, they win their humanity, or they're able to live. If the gods win, then humanity ends up getting eradicated. So pretty much put grief and mythological or myth gods with Mortal Kombat. And when I say Mortal Kombat, I do mean Mortal Kombat because it does get gory. Yes, there's blood. There's lots of blood. And probably more than you can stomach. Okay, maybe it's not that much blood, but it's about as much blood as a typical anime you probably watch. But with all that being said, how is the story? The premise alone already had me hooked, but then you also had characters, so many characters, and each and every character has a backstory. It's not a simple one too, it's a touching backstory. I don't know how Japanese are able to do that. With even characters that you've probably known, that you've grown to hate, and they even give them a side story that is enough to make you want to cry. Um, I'm not crying, you're crying. No, just with all seriousness, though. No, each character has a deep backstory. One that definitely is a tearjerker in so much. But man, the fight sequences, oh, they're so good. They're great. And they're not short either. In fact, in anime, no fight scenes are really short. But they don't beat around the bush. They get straight to the point. Out the gate, they come running. And it is awesome. They put against gods and humans that you would never imagine that they would fight against. Like, picture Zeus. Yes, the Zeus. Against Adam. Yes, Adam in the Garden of Eden. And you're probably wondering, how in the world is humanity even going to go against the gods? Well, see, that's just the thing. There is a little gimmick that is there. The one lone Valkyrie has asked her sisters to help with humanity in a way that it's not cheating per se. It kind of gives them an edge, but it actually does help. And I actually like what they use in order to help humanity have an upper hand. Because let's just face it, without that upper hand, there's no hope for humanity whatsoever. So, with that all being said, how is the show? I hope they make another season. I haven't read the mangas, but I want to. I want to buy them when I see how much they are on Amazon, but they're good. They're awesome. It's amazing. The animation is amazing. It's almost like a blend of 2D animation, some CGI, not too much. They actually stray away from the CGI as much as possible, and they only use it when necessary to create a dramatic effect or to make something seem a bit more realistic, if that makes sense. But it all flows, it all fits. My only gripe I gotta say with the anime, which isn't really a gripe, is that A lot of the fighters can seem a bit unrealistic. You know how an anime fashion is. You either have the one character that has the pecs that are like literally all the way up to here, and then they drop all the way down here. We're going way past the 8 pecs. We're going with the 16, the 28, and like, okay, that's not humanly possible, but whatever. You tend to forget that because the story, the premise, and the lore of every single god and human being from history, from mythology, from wherever, it gets you hooked. A lot of people's stories and backgrounds, that's the part that really hooks you into the story. And then they wrap it all up in one nice little bow with a fight sequences of the ages. So I definitely recommend watching this. It's on Netflix. For all my anime fans out there, you know who you are. You know who you are. I definitely recommend you to watch this. It is great. You'll love it. But that's all the review I have for today for Record of Ragnarok. Please stay tuned for our other videos. In fact, we just released a video called, well, not video, it's actually a audio podcast, really, audio podcast called Unschooled Ordinary Men, and it talks about the, just me and my friends just talking about the simple, basic lifestyle of a Christian married dad and just trying to make everything all work, so it's almost like a car ride, and we just let our hairs down and just talk about the things we want to talk about. So I definitely want to encourage you to check it out. But I am Mr. Lewis, and this has been my review, and I'll check you guys out on the next video. Later.